Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to talk about today the inevitable end of every female conservative influencer's journey. I think people are kind of on to them now. It's safe to say that even normies, NPCs, whatever you call them, people, normal people with better things to do than us to be online, right? Have finally started catching on to this life cycle, this very predictable life cycle of the female conservative influencers. Right now we're going to talk about what this has to do with red pill and how you see women. But I just want to bring up the latest. And in this tweet, it went super viral. Nah, I wouldn't say viral. It just got lots of likes. So people are kind of done with this. And I may close everything. Oh, okay, we're good. Let me just present, share screen. So essentially here, whoops. So essentially here, guys. Let me make this. There you go. Essentially here we have a tweet that I posted, and I put four women, notorious women that are kind of like conservative trad women that, uh, you know, ended up crashing out, as they say, or betraying or saying something very different from what their audience expected. We have top left corner is Melanie Mack. Uh, we have Hillary Crowder, Steven Crowder's ex-wife. We have what's her name, Lauren Southern on the bottom left, and Michaela Peterson on the bottom right. So essentially, like I said, 2025 is going to be the year of the rug pull, right? When I say rug pull, I don't mean necessarily crypto rug pulls, right? I mean it more in the sense that we're going to get, not we, but like people in general are going to get fooled by the intentions of people that have relationships in the abstract with parasocial relationships, streamers they follow, artists they look up to, political parties, whatever. 2025 is going to be the year where people are going to actually start feeling fully betrayed, right, by the people that they follow. And what better example than the Melanie Mac controversy, right? Now you may be wondering who is Melanie Mac, right? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT right now, who is Melanie Mac? There we go. Who is Melanie Mac? Right, because I tend to not look up people's history too much, but until they become really important to me in this sense. Um, but yeah, guys. So it says here, Melanie Mac is an American content creator, gamer, and social media personality known for her gaming streams, commentary, and discussion on Christianity. Born on November 21, 1986, in Hawaii, she has built a significant online presence across various platforms. Okay, so basically, she does gaming streams and commentary, right? And she was on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. And her focus, uh, her focus, her content focused on nerd culture, gaming, and then Christian faith, right? Like, and as you can see already, Christian faith, gaming, not really, you know, those two don't really go hand in hand, right? Gaming culture is basically it's guys that get online. Whether if it's a multiplayer game, we insult each other, we say mean things to each other, but we still get the mission done. Whether it be Call of Duty, Diablo 4, uh, Helldivers, whatever game we play, men are able to be themselves because we're all anonymous on these chats and all that stuff, right? Now, as you guys have known over the years, games have become more woke. You know, women, the things that men like in video games have changed. Whether it be anything from the story, like The Last of Us 2, to how characters look. To replacing the same thing that's happening in the movie industry with giant IPs like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings is happening in video games, right? Like The Witcher 4 is now going to be Cirilla is going to be the main character, right? When the story is about Geralt and all that stuff. So um the thing is here, that over time, women in these conservative spaces that try to inject ideology into something like gaming or something like that, something always happens, right? And all these 4 women did the same thing. Now, in the year 2025, regardless if you're man or woman, Christian, not Christian, keeping a relationship alive is difficult, right? For in a vacuum with like if you don't have game, if you don't understand if you don't understand women, if you're a woman that doesn't understand men or you're whatever things that you have not done in a relationship, like lose the weight or be kind or to your husband, and for men not learning game, not also losing the weight and being hot and all that stuff, right? That usually ends in, most relationships will end in failure, right? Men and women don't need each other. We only can be with each other if both of us want to be and put in effort. And I say effort, I don't mean like to the person in ourselves. So sadly, relationships end. And that's okay. Like I am not here to judge people on their relationships ending. However, it's how you deal with that relationship ending down the road that really defines the person. So all these 4 women had relationships that ended, right? And these women are public figures in their niches, very, very, very public. And they had their relationships fail, and their relationships failed in public, right? And that's tough because part of being a conservative influencer, personality, whatever you consider yourself, is that part of that is having a stable relationship with also a conservative man, right? When these conditions are met, you are opening the door to lots of criticism, right? And here's the pact that they make. Like these women want followers. They want a niche that's easy to break into, right? A lot of people that play video games are also conservative, right? They want their games to not be touched by the woke mind virus or whatever you call it. So they play to this vulnerable niche of men, of young men, or men in general, who are tired of getting their games turned into woke crap, and they tell them what they want to hear. Like, yeah, this game is woke, and I'm a girl. I agree with you guys, and the guys eat it up, right? And same thing with any conservative grifter, right? They all get into spaces, whether it be politics, self improvement, religion, all that, and then they say what the men want 'em what the men want to hear, and they become big in that space, right? It's always been that way. This is very obvious to to people who haven't seen this yet, but it is there, right? So as time goes on, right, guys catch on, or uh, their relationships fail. Now, do when public figures' relationship fail, do people actually attack people? Yes, they do, right? And it's just part of being in the public eye. You can't get this easy, free internet money without having a little bit of selling your soul to the devil, right? Like, and that is people are going to be interested in your personal life, right? Like, even look at the comment section already. I have somebody inquiring to my personal life. That is just part of the deal, and that's okay, right? Humans are humans. The internet is the internet. However, what happens with these women is that once they lose or their relationship fails, right? And I've said this before, women, even though they'll publicly say in public that it was the man's fault or anyone else's fault but themselves, in private, she will blame herself. And that's how women are, right? They need that sympathy from people, which is and they farm sympathy, right? When their relationships fail, but in behind closed doors, they they mourn the end of a relationship. Relationships are very important to women who are in them. It's like their personal project. They put a lot of time and effort into their relationship. And when it fails, it hurts them. And that's normal. That's normal female behavior. That's not bad. The bad part is that now they look at their base and they turn on them, right? And they go down this path where they say, you know, they go from being like this conservative woman, whatever, to a shaming longhouse woman who tells men what they should do, who should they have sex with, what games to play. Like they become a nag, basically the longhouse, right? And that's essentially what it is for every single conservative woman that grifts in this space that's looking for niches of vulnerable men, right? Mostly disenfranchised and men that feel disenfranchised, right? Whether it be the gaming community, the religious community, the political community, right? Disenfranchised men. Um, they turn on them, right? And when I say turn on them, I mean they just start attacking the men and start blaming them for how men are, right? So, for example, Melanie Mack is against women. She went viral or controversial for saying that women that games don't need to be degenerate, right? So now there's this woman whose relationship failed. She's 39. She is not like, doesn't seem like a happy, doesn't seem like she has much else going for her besides saying dropping F bombs on stream, right? And she says this, and it's like turning turning against her base because the point of the whole "we're tired of the woke" stuff is that guys want video games to cater to them. We are the biggest target audience, right? Men. And turns out men like women, sexy women in video games. We like cool characters that we want to root for as our protagonist, right? We want to say whatever we want in a chat. Um, all these things. But out of nowhere, this woman that was on our side was like that. We don't want that for you. They flip. It's like a mask off moment, right? And then the gaming community, who cared what this woman had to say for some reason, was like, "What? How could this happen?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How could this happen? How many times do we have to tell you here in the Red Pill HQ? All women are feminists, all of them, especially the ones that say they're not. Like, look at Hillary Crowder, same thing. She went from being this sweet religious, you know, woman that believed in chastity and supported her husband to doing everything she can to destroy and demonize her ex-husband, weaponizing children and all that stuff, right? Lauren Southern, you know, parental alienation, right? She was in the politics sphere. She made a documentary that was pretty good, I heard, and then, I guess things didn't hold up for her in terms of her career. I don't really know what happened, but parental alienation. She started, you know, messing around with Destiny or whatever, and yeah, that's her life. She's gonna be known as a girl that banged Destiny. You know? And, like, what a legacy, right? And she didn't care about her kid or anything like that. Parental alienation, so much so that the father of her baby had to reach out to Rolo for advice, and to like that's how bad these women are, right? If these women believe in Christian or conservative values, it doesn't matter. Like, I get that relationships end, but they're monetizing or destroying any chances they have to fixing things with the father, at least to be good co-parents, right? Their number one thing is clout and getting sympathy online for their bad choices or for their failures, right? And then we have Michaela Peterson that, again, she's one of those kill to party girls where, like, it's public knowledge that she went to Miami, having Jordan Peterson as a father, a guy who talks about responsibility and men need to step up. And she's like, "Hey, I'm in Miami. Is there any babysitters for my baby so I can go out and do stuff?" And then she showed up in that picture with Tate, and she divorced and then remarried and all that stuff. Right? And all these people are outspoken against the red pill, all of them. All these people are outspoken against men doing whatever they want and making themselves their own point of origin. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's what they don't want, right? Women in these spaces, it was never about you and what you need or want. It was always about them, their clout, their um their clout, their uh their image, and you are just a tool, an instrument, a number, right? They do not care about men's issues. None of these women are fighting for more reproductive rights for you. None of these women are fighting for better family laws, better laws in family court. None of these women are trying to get men, help when they have, none of these women are trying to uh, get men to where they need to go, which is like, hey guys, that no game and red pill stuff, so they can, start learning about how life really works. All these women are just saying, work harder, sacrifice more, get back on the plantation, and stop playing video games that I don't like. Check in with me for anything that you want to do, right? And that's just how it is. And you can see this in all women as they age. They do this. They they get older, and now that they can't compete in the sexual marketplace like they used to, they make it everyone's problem. Hey, men that do this are degenerate. Men that date younger are degenerate. Men that enjoy uh uh anime titty protagonists in video games are bad, right? And you know, it's sad that guys don't see this coming from the beginning, right? I think people are done with this. There's 6.7 thousand likes on this post. We can go down the list and check out the comments. Yeah, why are people listening to them anyway? Yeah. No, no. Let's see. Yeah, they all follow they all follow. It's a playbook, guys. I don't know if they do it on purpose or not. I don't know, but the guys keep getting rug pulled. This is the year of the rug pull, and I'm so tired of seeing people. Um, I'm so tired of seeing people constantly falling for like the same grift over and over again. Like, these people do not care about you, right? And the thing is, like, if I could coach these women, I would just tell them, "Hey, just be quiet about the men stuff, right? Be quiet. Stop telling men what they should and shouldn't do. That's it. That's like your number one thing. Stop telling men what they should or should not do. It's it's a waste of time. It's just gonna make you like, yes, you're going to what's gonna happen is that your better followers, the guys that actually are high performing men, will support you, and you will get more respect in the sphere if you cater to those guys, right? But if you cater to the guys that no matter what you say, the guys that worship you, the guys that are white knights, your brand will be known as a brand of, I don't know if I could say the word, SIMPS, right? White knights. And that's what these women rely on. White knights. They have the worst following. They push away guys that like actually are their mental point of origin, actually give a shit about, the things that they enjoy, and will never sacrifice their happiness in lieu of a woman's. Never. So yeah. 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 Always see we always have a guy that's trying to defend him. Right. I mean, the list goes on. But yeah, I like Alex commented here. Um yeah. I'm not gonna play that because she probably said she dropped an F bomb or something. Um, yeah, yeah. Guys, and it doesn't matter if it's gaming or anything, right? We can get into the adult film stuff, right? Let me go to my profile because I just recently um posted about it, and it's going viral as well. Let's see. Where is it? I posted it yesterday. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. So I posted about this. Let me get the super chat real quick. You get one of these, sir, Alex Patino, with the $10.
Thank you so much, best friend!
Alex Patino with the $10. I have two women in my life. I will not identify how related they're to me, but their college education and have careers in Mexico. Claim to be traditional Catholic and FNIS. I love messing with them. I call them imps. Yeah, you got to be careful. You can't say the word, I guess. The GIF you used in the last, so thanks. Yeah, I like to use the anime aesthetic, guys, because it's the most popular form of viewable media besides video games. It's growing, and then anime has always had a very positive, uh, shown a positive identity for men and women. Um, so I think that it's a great branding tool. A lot of people don't agree that, you should use real boobs and hypersexual images, right? Like, I get it and it works, but for me, um, I like that. It just adds a little bit of, it appeals to, it also appeals to one of the most vulnerable groups of men, is that men are into nerdy anime stuff, right? Um, Man, I could do a whole show about how, like, vulnerable groups of men. I'd say the number one most vulnerable is anime. Um, the anime community, because, like, for example, I'll go to an anime event here. I'm older, so I kind of just stand in the back or off to the side and just enjoy the music. Some girls will come up to you, or guys come up to you, want to take pictures if I'm dressed like an anime character or anything. I just It's just something I do like once a month or every 2 months. Just dip out and just. But the thing is, uh, when when I go there, the way they market it is that they show these, like the OF girls on the anime events page on Instagram, where they market it, and they, show them shaking their ass, or, dancing sexy. Like, and all clubs, or like clubs do this. It's always been a thing to try to get men to go, right? The interesting thing is that these girls are actually there, right? And they're part of the community, right? They're not just some girl that they hired or photoshopped into a flyer. You remember those old club flyers with like the super hot Latina chick or something? They're actually there. And I was at a party recently with my girlfriend, and she I guess we noticed, is that one of the girls that, or she said, is that one of the girls that was on Instagram, like, marketing this event that we're at, right? And I'm like, yes. And I bet you her OF is on her page, right? On her Instagram, her public Instagram page. And it was. And it's crazy, guys. Like, this woman is standing 10 feet in front of us, and you could see her naked in minutes. Somehow I think OF, the reason it works is because it's just it's the curiosity. Because imagine you're at this event and you see a girl dressed as Nami, or Tifa Lockhart, or whoever hot anime character, right? And then with three pushes of a button and a confirm on your iPhone, you could see her nipples. I think that is the real business model of OF. I think that's what we're getting at here. From what I hear, I think I saw a post on X or Substack where who was it? No, it was on Reddit, like Reddit confessional, somewhere, where girls, no, Festhole, the X account Festhole, where an OF girl, I think it's where men and women go to confess personal things about their life, right? And and the thing is, she said, the OF girl in this post said, I'll try to bring it up. Give me a second, guys. Present and stop screen. Okay. Um, I'll try to bring it up, but it basically said OF girls don't really make that much money, and if they do, it's with people they know. And that's kind of shaping understanding the business model behind OF. Because if you think about it, right, all the interactions we have with women that don't lead to sex. Let's say you go on a date with a girl, and you have a date with her, it doesn't go well, or she doesn't, you don't land a kiss or anything, and you go home and you're just like mad that you didn't get to see her naked, right? And not mad, but you're just like, "Ah, I wish I could have seen her naked." But there's a link on her Instagram that goes to another link that goes to her page. Like, you may have been able to, maybe, to kiss her on the cheek or touch her hands, but you didn't get, things didn't go well enough for things to escalate. So now now she's on your screen, and you could see her nipples, or, her booty meat, or whatever whatever you're into. What part of the male brain does that really affect? Because it's so interesting. Because me and my girlfriend were there, and there was a girl. The thing is, the girl wasn't obviously not as, like, I always say, she's not as attractive on Instagram as she is in real life. Sorry, she's not attractive in real life as she is on Instagram. And there she was, shaking her butt, and we're just like, that's one of the girls that was like marketing this. And we're like, yeah. And I explained to Hannah, like, hey, this they get paid. I think the way they get paid is that they're allowed to market the event, but they get paid with, hey, they can market their OnlyFans because they're there. They probably take pictures with guys and all that stuff. And the thing is, these girls aren't like separated from the group on the stage. They're in the crowd, right? They're in the crowd, and maybe they're paid to just be hot and whatever and exist. But they're in the crowd dancing, and I'm just like you could go up to this girl and ask for a selfie or something, whatever, right? But they have an OnlyFans link in all of their accounts. We checked, but it's fascinating that that's how easy it is to see women naked now. Because I always thought, like, hey, you know, there's literally every single thing you want online. So, like, if there's a Tifa Lockhart cosplay in front of me, but a better one in Illinois or New York, right, that I found on OF or something, this one in front of me is more appealing because there is a link to reality. Like, I know her and I see her. She's literally in front of me. So I think that could be one of the biggest appeals of OF. And we hear OF girls complaining that their boss followed them on OF. We have like that their brother's friend followed them on OF, an uncle, some creepy shit like that. So I think there is the appeal because they're taking a real life woman and then now they get to see her for like $5 naked. That's just a theory, guys. I don't know, but I can see the appeal there. Like, if you're a guy who went on a date and the girl had like massive cans or just looked really good and, turned you down and everything, you could just literally go an hour later after the date and look at her pictures naked. If she had an OnlyFans. Or you could be at a club and see a club girl there that you just took a selfie with in her cosplay and you can see her naked. $3.99. Sometimes free because they have these women have free OFs sometimes to market their other one. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That is insane. But yeah, the male escalation of excitement isn't in person; it's clicking a few links. Good point. Yeah, I just thought about it. It's just crazy that. But the crazy thing is, if you guys have ever slept with a girl who did content online, you start seeing their content as corny and performative. Like, there was this girl that I hooked up with. Um, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I don't know. She was very cute, but she was, like, alternative, like, colored hair, all that Mexican girl. And, yeah, whatever, she didn't tell me she did OF till, like, after we hooked up, and I was like, "Whatever, I don't care," we're just having fun. And she said she didn't like sharing her OF stuff with guys she dated. I'm like, "That's weird, but okay. I mean, sure, whatever, it's your life, I don't know." And then one day she finally caved and she's like, "Oh, fine. I didn't ask that much. I was just curious." But she's like, "Fine, let me here's a shoot I did." It was like an Easter egg bunny shoot, right? And I saw it and I'm like, first off, it didn't even look like her. Like, she photoshopped herself a little bit. She had a little bit of rolls on a, like I'm like, "Oh." And it just looked silly. Like, it's just the it didn't feel it just felt like almost like cringe or weird, like where it didn't turn me on in the slightest because and that's the interesting thing about this adult film stuff, right? It's just like it's such in the abstract. No matter how real they try to make the situations, even if it's amateur stuff, it's still if you guys ever hooked up with a chick that did this stuff, you would look at their content like me, like that's really cringe. I can't believe guys are into this. Maybe it's just a fantasy thing. Yeah, but I guess you just start seeing them as human. And I mean, that doesn't mean you're not attracted to them. It's just you see the overt sexuality um kind of as trying too hard. Like, hey, we're like just keep doing the things you're doing. You don't have like none of this turns me on. The fact that you're dressing like an Easter bunny for for weird men online doesn't doesn't turn me on at all. The fact looking at you in an Easter egg bunny, and maybe that's me as a guy. Maybe you guys get turned on by women that dress up, but um, it did. Like I was like, okay, I was like, sure, thanks, yeah. But then you was like, I'd rather prefer go to strip. Yeah, fake desire, not genuine. You think so? Maybe you have a point. Yeah, I don't know. What are you guys' theories on this? Things change as soon as they're real. Yeah, that's why I say, guys, like this adult film stuff, right? It's not real, and like I don't know if you guys ever met. I've met like two or three adult film actresses, two of which were mainstream, and I had quick chat with one of them, and the other one I was on a show. I was on a podcast with. She was sitting next to me. Nice gals, but like you it is a completely different part of the brain. It is true what they say that the adult film stuff is a truly different part of your brain because little Asian girl I saw at the gym that one day that turned out to be a mainstream film actress that actually was on Brazzers and all those mainstream porn sites. Um, I saw her in person and she was really in shape. And guys, she went after in the gym. Like she was serious about the gym. Like hardworking, kicking ass in the gym, great. But it's just when I saw her in person, um, I would have never thought she did adult films. Like I never, it just didn't, I didn't connect. She didn't walk or talk or act like anything. So the way I found out was, I went on the Instagram page for my gym. She had a tagged picture there. Then I went to her Instagram and then I linked to her Twitter and I was like, holy crap, right? Holy crap. And um, yeah, it's like a completely different person, right? It's like an alternate reality. So it's so strange. And now that I saw her naked and doing all these like, I saw her on a movie doing all these acts, I can't see her like that anymore, like, as being an actress. I see her more as a human. Like, I see a human there. And it's probably one of the worst parts of the male brain or something, like, no wonder girls, are tired of our shit sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, the attachment, like body workers that are ready for everything but being kissed. Yeah, maybe. Could be. Very interesting. I don't know, it's just something that always boggled my mind. Saying you're a fan of hers must trigger that point of event to have totally different conversation. Yeah, I mean, I saw an Instagram video of this guy. He's like a PUA type, and I don't know if he's legit. He seems kind of a blowhard, right? But he said that if you guys want to date women that are like sex workers, right, and stuff like that, you have to. The main thing here is to go from being a customer fan to being like a friend. You have more chance of boning a sex worker if you act like a friend than a fan or a customer, right? So he would say like, I've talked about this too. Like the hottest women you'll get will usually is going to be in social circle or hot women introducing you to other hot women, and that for me that's been the case, right? You're not gonna swipe right most likely and get a hot chick on dating apps. You're not gonna just go out unless you have, legendary PUA skills. You're not gonna just get a hot girl like a 7 or an 8, or let's say 7 or 8 just by blah blah blah, right? It could happen, right? But you need to be you need to have your logistics hyper dialed in, sort of like I do right here and where I live. But for the most part, they're not gonna constantly net you hotter girls, right? You need to socialize, you need to be friends with hot girls, and that's the easiest way. And I think it's the same kind of psychology, but more visceral with women that do this stuff, right? You need to act like you're not impressed by that, like whatever, like yeah, you do, you're a sex worker, whatever. Like, hey, you want to go get breakfast, or just be her friend. And the thing is, too, guys, I'm fascinated, just like most men are. I'm fascinated by women who do this stuff, right? Having dated two of them, and then or 3, one who used to, sell her body in the past. Sadly, she used to do it. I was fascinated. She, good girl, like normal chick, very loving, single mom, but like good mother, always posting pictures of her kid doing stuff, like very dedicated mother and very dedicated daughter. She would take care of her sick father all the time too. Normal person, but she's like, yeah, I used to do this. I don't know, I had a bad past, whatever, blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I didn't, um, and I was just fascinated by the fact that this woman who who used to sell her body is now a normal functioning member of society. She's still attractive, like, obviously we often associate women with all this stuff, all this past with like, drug abuse and all that, but she, maybe there was some, right? Um and she was just normal. She was just normal chick, right? Normal chick. Like very polite. She would apologize when she was late. And that's one of the points, guys, where red pill quantum mechanics, right? Where, the internet will try to define women in the dating experience in the abstract using charts, using ego, like, their own ego, right? Like women will say like things that play to their ego, like men should be this, and all the men that I've dated, blah blah blah. That's all abstract, like just like in quantum mechanics, you observe a particle versus you measuring a particle. And they're measuring the particle. And the particle, the way when you measure like light or any other subatomic particle, it's a chart. It's just a chart, like science. All you see is charts. However, when you observe the particle directly, it acts differently, right? Red pill quantum mechanics. When you observe women in the field, women that have been former sex workers, like selling their body, women who actually are doing it, women that swore it off, and women that are not any of these, but somehow they're amazing in bed, you start to have a very different view of dating in women than these people online that are just graphing out that particle that they'll never be able to see because they're unwilling to see it, right? They're not willing to go date, not willing to ask people that date. They simply, no, my charts say this, so this is right. And that's the big divide here, right? Um, you want to be able you want to give yourself the chance to observe the particles and not rely on abstractions like charts and stuff and statistics. Statistics don't really help you get laid, right? They map out human behavior a little bit, but at the end of the day, right, you're going to find out things about yourself you don't even know that everyone's telling you should be disgusted by. There are guys here that have been taught their whole life that girls being a hoe is like the worst thing ever for society and everything's crumbling, and that if you ever get with a hoe, your life's on the line, you're going to die or something, right? And then they get with the hoe, and the hoe makes them breakfast, and the hoe brings her friend in for the bedroom, right? And the hoe is polite, and the hoe shows up on time. You're like, damn. And the hoe does whatever he wants in bed. And it's like, it was never about it was about me being insecure. Like, and then there's guys that were told their whole life, like, women should do whatever they want and be hoes, whatever, blah, blah. And then he gets with the girl it's a hoe, and then he realizes, man, this sucks. It's up to the guy to decide. It's up to the guy. So, um, when it comes down to it, guys, you want to do both. It's better to just be the guy that observes the particles, the dating physicist that observes the particle in real time, right? But if you really want to get a good view of everything, make it 80% observable particle and then 20% abstract Schrodinger's cat, uh, mapping out of the thing. So you can at least have a good understanding of what's going on around you. But most importantly, observe the particle and understand red pill quantum mechanics and why there's this divide in these discussions online, right? So yeah. Good point on Rule Zero, where it's their significant other who is the real deviant content strategist. Yeah, like a lot of guys, will say, these adult film actresses are going to ruin these poor men's lives that they marry, blah blah blah. But my theory is that like Riley Reid's husband, he seems like a nice guy, right? Like the men that these women marry, Those are the real sexual deviants. Those are the ones pushing them sexually to the point where they're more in danger being married to that guy than doing the content. That's just a theory. It makes sense, right? Because you'll see the deal. Like if you met a girl, right? Let's drop a morality for a second. If you met a girl and things are going well, 3 months in, 4 months in, best BJs ever, super nice, kind, polite, whatever. And then she admits, hey, I used to do adult content and I was on a popular site. Like a lot of people know me. You're just like, well, shit. You're already falling for this girl and all that stuff. Most guys would be like, no thanks. I'm good. Like, sorry, you should have told me in the beginning. Or some guys would be like, "Oh, really? Well, can your friend join?" Or, "Oh, really? Can I enact this sexual fantasy?" And I think that's what happens. I think the only guys that are willing to marry these women are men that are also equally like sexually deviant and have a lot of fantasies to enact upon these women. So that's just that's just me, though. Don't quote me on that it being the truth, but whatever. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole, or at the bottom of the sea. Yeah. But anyways, guys, wow, we got 1,232 viewers on X and 38 on YouTube. Guys, like the video, leave a comment after the show's done, leave a super chat. But yeah, to get back to the topic, sorry, I veered off. I just a lot of topics on my head right now. But yeah, realize this. Again, I'll say it again. These women do not care. These conservative women who all of a sudden are attacking the hobbies that you like, whether it be video, like you see it, like Charlie Kirk the other day said that like you shouldn't enjoy video games until your wife is financially stable. What? These men only see themselves as they only see their life being fulfilling if they sacrifice. They're only seeing themselves as units of sacrifice, right? Your sacrifice does not mean much. Your devotion is worthless to women, right? Your devotion is worthless to women. They don't need comfort from you, at least not most of the time. So what's left? What's left is this. You need to be fun and exciting, and you need to, when women try to take away the little things that make you happy, right? Tell them no. Become your own mental point of origin, right? Because you're being funneled in to being in this group of men whose only purpose in life is to sacrifice for people that barely give a shit about them, right? They want you to sacrifice your life to fix a problem you didn't solve, for a problem that doesn't have a solution, to make a world better, not for you, but for their kids. And what do you get? Nothing. You get shamed, right? So, me having served in the military for 6 years, nuclear operator, tough career, very, very tough career. Um, Working a very important data infrastructure job that keeps operating rooms running so babies don't fall off tables, and giant companies able to do business so we can get um, internet and transactions, 911 centers, call centers, all that stuff, internet, cable, all that stuff. I am responsible for making sure that stuff stays online 24/7, right? So not only did I serve my country for 6 years honorably, right? Did the best I could. I also work a high stakes data infrastructure job. Very, very important for infrastructure, right? Not only that, I try to help people in my life, whether it be anything from a ride to the airport to moral support to whatever I can. And that's not enough, guys. So what's the moral here? It will never be enough. These conservative women will complain about men forever, no matter how hard you sacrifice, no matter what you do. You can give up your arms to make for this country, and they don't care. They do not care. Women will never be happy. They will never be fully happy. So focus on yourself. If you if you are a 35-year-old brown man who likes to dress up as anime characters and go to anime parties and dance and take pictures with cute girls and throw back whiskeys, right? Then so be it. You've earned that, right? If you want to start a YouTube stream where you talk about red pill and dating and you have the time, then do it. If you want to write a book, like just do it. This is your life. These women will never be happy no matter how much you sacrifice. All they do is project their failures onto you. They don't want to compete. Their relationships failed and it's your problem. Everything is going to be your fault. So let them suffer, let them talk, let the people argue, and just remember, after a long day's work, you've done everything, you're in shape, you got maybe a rotation of girls or a girlfriend or wife or whatever, dogs fed, everything is you've taken care of everything. Go ahead and fire up that PS5 and enjoy yourself. You fucking earned it. No one on this planet can tell you as a grown man what to do. No one, as long as it's within the confines of the law, of course. But so, how about we laugh this off and let the little white knights and the guys who are scared of offending their wives argue on this, right? And we will fire up our video games, build our Legos, do our cosplays, smoke our cigars, shoot our guns, date multiple women, date multiple women's sisters. You know, hell, if you guys want to look at boobs online, go ahead. You're a man. You have to deal with the consequences though, but you are a man. Your sexuality is your own. Because if women really cared about this issue with adult films and lewdness and video games and all that stuff, they have the key to end it today. Women collectively have the key to end it now. So, all right, we got a $5 super chat from Alex.
Thank you so much, best friend!
I agree with you, Nuke. Those men who marry adult actresses are way out there on sexual deviance and willing cucks. Yeah, I think, yeah, dude, I swear it's got to be. I think, I think the actresses are the ones in danger. I don't know. I don't know. You know, not that I feel sorry for them. You know, they're adults, but yeah. So yeah, guys, speaking facts. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have. I gotta practice on piano and I gotta clean up a little bit. I might do a space on Twitter while I clean and up all that stuff. So thank you guys, and I will talk to you later.